So it seems like the next installment in the Gears of War franchise is coming, Gears of War 6, and all the leaks show that Microsoft is aiming for a release very soon. Although it's unconfirmed, the next mainline title, Gears of War 6, could potentially release in 2026. The developer of the Coalition seems to be working on a lot of other projects, including collaborating with Epic Games on the Unreal Engine 5 tech demos, and all in all, the developer has undergone a lot of different changes. But this new leak that just came out seems to narrow down the potential release dates for Gears of War 6. So yeah, that's actually what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering everything we know about Gears of War 6, the plot leaks, the potential release dates, some of the new gameplay changes we can expect, as well it seems like Zack Snyder has got the go-ahead to make a Gears of War movie. So let me know in the comment section if you guys are excited for Gears of War 6. Drop a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed with your notifications on so you never miss an upload. And let's just jump right into it. While the future of Xbox's top third-person shooter franchise, Gears of War, a recent rumor may provide a little bit of clarity, as well the overall direction of where Gears of War is headed next. So in a recent rumor, David Mason, a senior concept artist and costume illustrator, has indicated he's collaborating with the Coalition on an undisclosed project that is scheduled for release in 2026. So here you have a very well-known concept artist that's not only working with the Coalition, but also working with Skydance Studios on the upcoming Captain America and Black Panther game. Now don't get it confused, the Coalition was going to take a break after Gears 5, and from my understanding, they were going to be working on 2 other IPs that both got canceled. Now while none of this is confirmed, take this with a grain of salt, but if their other IPs got canceled, then what else are they going to be working on? Well, Gears of War 6. So if David Mason is indeed working on something with the Coalition that's supposed to be being released in 2026, then the timeline does add up. The typical development cycle of a Gears of War game is typically between 3 to 4 years. It does seem like that in the timeline there has been some sort of pivot or even cancellation of the game. Like I said, the development cycle of a Gears of War game is typically between 3 to 4 years, and seeing as Gears of War 5 was released in 2019, we should be due for another game by now. One side note is the voice actor that plays JD Phoenix has revealed he has yet to hear anything from the Coalition regarding Gears of War 6, and if that is the case and the game's just in way early development stage, it just could be way too early to get the voice talent involved. So if the target release date of Gears of War 6 is set for 2026, it is a little suspicious that the main voice actor still hasn't heard any news in regards to his role in the next game. But as of right now, the potential release date for Gears of War 6 is set for the fall of 2026. But my personal opinion, I honestly don't think we're going to see anything on the game until 2027, with a potential release date of 2028. That also begs the question, what version of console are we going to be on? Are we going to be on the Series X Pro, or what generation of console are we actually going to be playing it on? And speaking of next-gen console, do you guys want to win a PS5 in a game of your choice? Well, we're giving one away at 80,000 subscribers. All you have to do to enter is make sure you're subbed to the channel with all your notifications on so you never miss an upload. As well, tweet me proof that you're actually subscribed and we'll be picking a winner at 80,000 subs. So now that we've touched on the potential release date for Gears of War 6, now let's talk about the potential plot as well as some of the campaign features that we can expect. Now really quick, before I cover my details of what I think Gears of War 6's story will be like, I wanted to cover this little snippet from ScreenRant.com where they're talking about the potential story of Gears of War 6. So it goes on to say Gears of War 6's story will be about payback. The death of important characters is nothing new to the Gears of War franchise. As such, players have discovered over the years that it's best not to grow too attached to any particular member of the Delta Squad. Nonetheless, Gears 5, which is not called Gears of War 5, managed to pull off a pretty shocking moment close to the finale of the campaign. When taking down the Swarm King, who has taken the form of a previously thought deceased Reyna, both JD and Del are grabbed, and now Kate only has time to save one or the other, with the other party having their necks broken. Now this adds an extra level of grudge for Gears of War 6, with Kate and the surviving member clearly wanting to get payback for the death of their close friend. They then go on to say how Gears of War 6 addresses this will certainly be an interesting one, with different players choosing their own favorite to save. The Coalition may need to go with a canon ending, which basically means the developers wanted the game to end this way. They also said or introduced the carrying over of save data from Gears 5 to its sequel, kind of like games like The Walking Dead. It then ended with whatever the outcome, ideally there will be a cathartic moment ahead. Definitely whatever game you're playing, it seems like the Gears of War franchise always has a sucker punch randomly thrown in, which really adds a very unique twist to its game design sign, and one that I've come to know and love. And now with my thoughts of the Gears of War 6 story, I think Gears 5 ended it perfectly for the franchise, tying up all its loose ends. With so many twists and turns in the story, it's honestly hard to think of what direction the Coalition will be headed towards, but I truly think the developer will take a canon choice. I personally think the canon choice would be to save JD Phoenix's character, but I truly think that's the direction of the story that they'll be going with in Gears of War 6. But it is kind of interesting to think about that if the game is in development stage and JD Phoenix's voice actor hasn't been called for anything, is he actually in the game? That definitely begs the question. So now let's touch on some of the new gameplay features that I think we could see. There has been a rumor floating around that Gears 6 will be the first open world campaign, and don't get me wrong, they tried this in Gears 5, and I for sure like that they're trying new things. Let's be honest, Gears 5's open world was really not full of things to do. One user on Reddit also commented on Gears 5's open world, and they stated that was my thought. When I think of an open world, I want to see random encounters with the Locust, the Swarm, stranded on other gears, and not just a vast empty space with nothing. An open world Gears of War could be done, but it would have to be done differently than it was in Gears 5, in which someone below that said, make a new IP to do that. You change an existing IP to experiment. LOL. So that is quite a huge gameplay change that we could see in Gears of War 6. Another possible leak that I heard is they could be changing the camera angle from the iconic series. Not a drastic change, but one that's like a quality of life change. Almost like changing the camera angle how they did in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, as well as some leaks on the new dynamic environments, as well as a new weapon arsenal, better mobility. Obviously, as the years go on, the enemy AI is getting better and better, so we could also see a big update with the AI. Now remember, these leaks could be completely different to the actual changes in Gears 6, and all these leaks definitely spark a huge stir in the gaming community when you're talking about these type of leaks. But for sure, it's an exciting outlook for Gears of War 6, and all these changes could be very vital to the future of the Gears franchise. So last but not least, I wanted to talk about something that I thought was very, very cool. It seems that Zack Snyder wants to bring the Gears of War franchise to the big screen, and that he's also got full backing from the franchise creator. I think it's kind of funny that the franchise creator has one condition where he can actually make the Gears of War movie, and that's that Dave Bautista should play the role of Marcus in the film adaptation. And it seems that Dave Bautista himself has already expressed the interest in a working relationship with Snyder. And here is the franchise creator's tweet where he said, "I approve, but only if @Dave Bautista is Marcus." Now, touching on the possibility for a Gears of War movie, on Game Rant they did an article where they stated a Gears of War movie was announced by Netflix. Snyder's current place of work is with the Rebel Moon and the Army of the Dead franchises. Bautista certainly looks the part of Marcus and expressed interest in playing his character before. As well, he already has a working relationship with Snyder from the Army of the Dead. It could be that the stars would one day align for a Gears of War movie under Snyder, a director with a unique voice in Hollywood that has garnered the support of its dedicated fan base. There is a little doubt that the potential of a Gears of War film could be a huge success, given the large fan base of the video game and the director. However, judging by Belinsky's latest comments, the question remains if he would want to do that. So a lot of very exciting news on the horizon for the Gears of War franchise. You have a possible movie as well. The game is in development, possibly coming out in 2026. The new gameplay changes and features sound very, very interesting, and the possibility that they could be building on Gears 5's open world for Gears of War 6 sounds promising. So definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to for the future of the Gears of War franchise. But that's gonna wrap it up with this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like on this video and let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about Gears of War 6? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Zach. I'll catch you in the next one.